Ken Haas! Here we are, my friend. Ken Haas.
Doesn't have the same ring to it as Bob Balch did.
Bob Balch!
See? There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Cockery here in the Wildwood Lair with Ken Haas, Reverend Guitars, and we've got two glorious specimens on our mitts. And I might say pretty revolutionary axes, if I may be so bold, in the eyes of Hoot Owl.
Yes. This is the Airsonic.
Airsonic.
You are holding the Airsonic W. I am holding the Airsonic RA. That W stands for Wilkinson, of course. We also call this the Airsonic HC for hum cutter. It has a lot of names.
It does.
Sometimes we just can't make up our minds.
It's it that shall be named several times.
Yes, indeed. The Airsonic model, to those of us at Reverend, this is the culmination of 20 years of Joe Naylor's guitar designing for Reverend Guitars. We've talked about this before. Joe worked in, he had his own buy-sell trade repair shop.
Yes.
And he worked on all brands. And as he started designing Reverend Guitars, he sort of picked and chose and took features that he liked from some, and then, of course, a lot of experimentation.
Yes.
And he came up with this idea a couple of years ago to have a guitar with a solid body guitar. Mind you, this is a solid body guitar with a thick center underneath of the bridge. So you get all that initial attack and punch and sustain from having all that wood under the bridge, yet having the wings be very, very thin is sort of like a reverse semi-hollow.
I dig it.
Right? And then, of course, we've punched the F-holes right through. And so what you get is a guitar whose wings resonate freely when you play it. And so it evokes semi-hollow tones in a way because you hear that resonance while being its own thing by having a completely its own vibe. And, of course, we have put a lot of the modern features on the guitar to go along with it. The roasted maple necks. This one here is Paul Ferro, of course, and then over here, same deal. And we feature the Railhammer pickups in these, and so the main difference between these two guitars being this is the hardtail version, while this has the Wilkinson trem.
Correct.
And these have Railhammer Hyper Vintage pickups, while this one is a combination of my favorite Railhammer pickup, the Huevos 90 in the bridge, and the Nuevo 90 in the neck. Railhammer pickups, a brief tutorial.
Yes.
The blades under the wound strings keep the bottom end naturally tight and compressed by taking a very thin slice of the magnetic field that is created by the vibration of the metal strings.
Dig it.
But then in order to balance that without getting brittle on the high end like a lot of full blade style pickups do, there's these oversized slugs that balance it out that allow you to retain a sweet high end. Even check out the bridge pickup on this. We turn off the rock. Very sensitive to pick dynamics.
Yeah.
And as you can hear, my style is horrific, so some of the notes are really loud, and some of them are really quiet, and that's by accident. That's the pickup doing its job and me needing to practice more is what it is. But it's not a one-trick pony kind of a thing.
Not.
And then, of course, when you start introducing gain into it...
Some heat!
It does all.
I dig it.
So what we've done over here is we've taken these pickups and we have removed one of the blades and three of the pole pieces to take an even thinner slice of the magnetic field created by the strings and mimic the sound of P90s.
Now, are these not single coil then? Or are they?
Those are not single coils. There's two full coils underneath of that cover. We just pulled one of the blades and three of the poles.
I see you.
See what we did there?
I, of course, engaged our handy-dandy
Bass contour.
bass contour. So here's with it off. Full pickup. Very versatile axe.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's something I'd like to bring up, I think. I'm noticing as I'm looking at this, that this is, what's got going on here? This is serial number 31703, metallic silver freeze.
I love that color.
Airsonic RA. This is actually Blackwood Tech on the fingerboard.
Oh,
and
interesting.
as opposed to the Palo Ferro.
This is Palo Ferro.
So when we went through, we don't need to sit here and go through all the CITES stuff again.
Right.
That's been ad nauseum. Ad nauseum?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Initially, we couldn't get Palo Ferro in large enough quantities to do builds with. And so wanting something that mimicked the sound of rosewood, we went with this product called Blackwood Tech, which comes from New Zealand. And it's actually a pine that they inject with a polymer and roast in a similar fashion to the roasted maple. And it feels like rosewood.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like rosewood, sounds like rosewood. And the funny thing about the CITES thing is that they were like, one of the reasons why that whole thing went down is because they couldn't tell the difference between Brazilian rosewood and Indian rosewood or Indonesian rosewood or whatever.
Right.
And then companies start coming up with these products.
Now they really don't know.
Really, I mean, it makes it really threw a wrench into that whole thing. But the neat thing about the Blackwood Tech is that it is actually wood. It's just wood that's been treated, so it's not like a resin thing or something to that effect. That being said, I got really sick of explaining it to people.
I understand.
And when Palo Ferro became available to us, I personally like the look of Palo Ferro.
Yeah.
There's a certain SRV guy that had Palo Ferro on his fingerboard that I liked looking at as a youngin'. And so we've gone to the Palo Ferro thing. I don't notice a huge difference in tone, but there's going to be people that do, and I understand that. For my playing style, which is hack with the side of oomph, doesn't much matter to me. Hack with the side of oomph.
Oh, that's bold. You need a T-shirt.
You know, I think I do. Yeah.
Oomph is greater than hack.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I like it.
The watchful eyes of Hoot Owl approves.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, once
the
again,
Airsonic, one of this and the Club King, I think, are the two most original designs of Mr.
I love
Naylor's.
them.
And of course, it's award winning. I mean, after launching this, he got nominated for the VG Designer Award, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And even he was a little humbled. He was like, "There's people that haven't won that yet that should probably win that before I do." But I think it's awesome that he was recognized.
thoroughly deserving.
Yeah, because he's throwing stuff out there, and this is a crazy. I'm going to make a bold statement. This is the most versatile solid body guitar out there with the bass contour and all the things.
It's very versatile, without question.
Yep, there's a lot of really neat things here. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend Airsonic.
I dig him. I have one my own self.
You do. You got one of those in the Sassy Redburst.
I do indeed, which is beautiful.
You and Bernie Williams.
Bernie Williams! He's a good man.
He's a good man.
And a guitar playing fiend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty good at baseball as well, as I understand it.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know anything about that world.
This sports thing, it's going to catch on with the kids.
Yeah.
Listen, folks, thanks for tuning in with Ken Haas with Reverend Guitars. I'm Greg Koch here in the Wildwood Lair. Thank you so much. We'll see you cats later.